Congressman Pat Fallon joins me now. Congressman, you want to stop what I'm calling the forced adoption of electric vehicles. How are you going to do that?
Well, Stuart, it's very important because I trust the free markets far more than the federal government, and this is just bureaucratic fiat. So we do have divided government, and we do have a majority, although be it slim, in the House. And so when we want to talk about funding the government, we do have to thread a needle, but we can prevent taxpayer money from going to enforce and implement these new rules. That is our one bit of leverage.
I would imagine there's going to have to be a bailout of American car companies which are being forced into this EV revolution because it's just not working. I mean, I presume you can stop a bailout, can you?
Well, Stuart, yeah, let's talk about that. You make a very good point. Only 6% of all the cars on the American roads right now are EVs. And new sales last year, they accounted for only 1% because they're 33% more expensive and have 60% less range. And that's not, the free markets clearly say that EVs, that their time simply hasn't come yet. But the Biden administration, and by the way, car manufacturers lost $3 billion last year manufacturing these. And what about the grid? Can the grid even hold this? Because the Biden administration has this unrealistic goal that they want 67% of all cars by 2032 to be EVs. We don't know about the grid. And what about the charging stations? So the infrastructure is clearly not there. And what they're doing, Stuart, it's like these rules by fiat. And they put a Band-Aid here. Well, that doesn't work, then there's a Band-Aid here. These are unrealistic, and you cannot implement them. The American people clearly don't want them.
Should we protect American EV makers by just keeping China out?
Well, you know, China it certainly doesn't. There's no such thing as fair trade. President Trump was the only president that really took them on in that. Currently, right now, that 60% of all the production of EV materials is dominated by China, 90% of the processing, and 75% of the manufacturing. So we're so far behind in this trade. I mean, they were rather clever in a sinister way because they knew they couldn't compete with us with combustion engine vehicles. So they dominated the EV market. That's one of the reasons why they have their Belt and Trade Initiative across the globe trying to, they control 11 of the 15 mines in the Congo and the DRC. So it's this protectionism. I'm not quite sure it's going to get us there.
Okay. Right now, House Republicans are meeting behind closed doors. They're discussing a vote to formalize Biden's impeachment inquiry. Would you vote for it?
100%. I sit on the Oversight Committee. I've seen the evidence pour in over the last year. Stuart, so we could teach a 3-credit college course about how clearly Hunter Biden was the bag man and Jim Biden as well for the Biden family corruption. And there's so many examples of this. In fact, I'll give you an example right now. About 8 times we have subpoenaed bank records from the Bidens. And all 8 times we found additional foreign monies pouring into their coffers. Every single time. It's up to $24 million now. And now we've also discovered, quote unquote, loans from Jim Biden to Joe, but there's never any flow outward. It's always flows into Joe. There's never a Joe giving any money to his brother or son because there aren't loans, they're payoffs.
Do you think there's an element here of impeachment fatigue amongst American voters?
No, sir. You know what? Heck, Stuart, I have impeachment fatigue. I don't want to see every time we have divided government that the House is one party and the president's from another party, that they get impeached. That's what the Democrats did. I mean, heck, they impeached President Trump twice, and I think wrongfully. So you have to take great care. And that's why we haven't voted on an impeachment of Joe Biden yet. We open up an inquiry, and now we're going to formalize that inquiry because we need to find out, we need more tools in the toolbox, if you will, to find out more information. Because every time we keep digging, we find more stuff. And all the evidence we continue to find, Stuart, never contradicts stuff we already know. It always corroborates it. So in other words, every piece of the puzzle continues to fit together perfectly.
Got it. Congressman, thanks very much for joining us on a Friday morning. You have a great weekend, please. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Take care.